I just want to know why you got to post me. We don't ever have to post each other. Ever.
So it can't just be that he just is happy with you and he just want to post his lady.
Why? Like, why? I mean,
it's foot traffic on my page either. Like,
if that's what he wants to do, cool. But I really want to know why. Like, because if you're making it seem like you treat me a certain way on social media, but in real life you don't treat me like that, don't post me.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Straight Chaos No Chaser podcast. I'm Adrian, your host, and today we have Shante, Saray, and Ashely. What's up, ladies?
Hey.
Hello.
Hi. All righty. So today we are going to have a really good talk on the podcast. Today we're going to talk about privacy, women's edition. But before we get into that, let's make a toast. Y'all got y'all drinks together? Okay. Let's toast to being open and making it plain. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good right there. All right. So I like to start my segments off by asking what's good, what's bad, and what's ugly. So Ashely, I'm going to start with you. It doesn't matter what it's about. It can be about life. It can be about today. It can be yesterday. Just what's good, what's bad, and what's ugly.
What's good is I started a new job this week.
Okay.
That's good. Thank you. I guess the bad would be the weather sucks this week. And I don't know if I have anything for ugly.
That's good. That's a blessing, girl. Don't make nothing if you don't have nothing. She's like, what can I make ugly? No. What about you, Saray?
Okay, let me see. What's good? I'll use my son. We finally found a sport that he actually functionally plays, and I'm not wasting my money. Before it was like playing in the grass, cartwheels, things like that. So I feel like we're finding our synergy and stuff. What's bad is that politics in America have taken such a violent turn that you can't even say like things that we used to say growing up. So now like some of the things you used to say, oh, somebody joined you, now you're being bullied. So I guess that's the bad thing in the world is that a lot of kids won't know what it was like to grow up being an 80s baby. What's ugly? Let me see what's ugly.
No, we trying to make nothing ugly.
Commandeering my calendar. That's what it is.
What is it?
Commandeering my calendar at work.
Okay.
Like, ask me something available. That's what's ugly. Especially at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, yes. That's real ugly. Yeah. That's real ugly.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny? Yeah. Like, I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm like, I really don't think her name's Saray, but I'm just going to go with that. I'm like, I don't remember Keisha saying Saray in school, but that's what she got on Instagram. And I saw it all the time. And then when I just saw Senita, I was like, God damn it, this girl name ain't Senita. And I know that.
Yeah.
We're going to start. It's so funny. I'm like, I don't think. And you know, it's funny. I actually like, when I was looking at you and I was like, I really don't feel like her name's Saray. And I was looking at all your pictures. It never said Senita. I was like, well, all right. Then just now it's like Senita. I'm like, I knew that wasn't her name. She's just a master of disguise.
At work, they're always like, you only have a LinkedIn. I looked. I said, I know you looked, but there's no way you could functionally in your brain type in what I go by on social media. So
that's so smart. When I tell you that's a master of disguise, I'm like, all right. But yes, Senita, we are. I'm with your good, bad, and ugly because that's. Shante, what about you?
Well, life is good.
Yeah, it is.
Life is good. I just got engaged.
Ooh,
So
congratulations. Yes, life is
thank
amazing.
you.
Won't he do it?
Life is great. Yes. What's that? Whew, the news, coronavirus. Like it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what's ugly? Ooh, some of them looks at the Met Gala. That's what's ugly.
Yep.
This is true.
I'm gonna go with that.
This is true. Yeah. This is true.
Girl.
Let me hate
Adrian, what about you? What's good? What's bad? What's ugly?
What's good? I woke up this morning. That's always good. You know, I got a job, a roof over my head, food on my table. What's bad is I came home today and my 13-year-old dog Poncho lifted his leg in my house to pee on the couch.
What? You've had Poncho forever. He know better.
Was he mad at you? Was he mad? Is that?
I don't know what it was. It was kind of like a F you. It really was. And what's ugly is gonna be his fate if he keep doing it. That baby gonna live the rest of his life in a kennel. You hear me? I'm talking about this man had no regard for me. I walked past him and he was like, I think I'm just gonna catch the end of this couch, and lifted his leg and peed.
I cannot believe that.
Hey.
I don't know. I'm just kind of floored about that. And I have a puppy, and I saw like a little pee spot in the living room, but now I don't know who doing it. Is it you, Poncho?
It may have been. Poncho may be a little jealous.
I was about to say, Poncho's like, let me tell you something. You went and found another dog, and you breed dogs in here too for babysitting and stuff. I'm tired of you.
Tired of it.
You know what? Y'all might be on to something. Might be on to something. But yeah, so that's my ugly. I don't have much. So one thing, normally we'll do like some trivia or something like that on the more relaxed comical show that I like to do sometimes. But on these more serious conversations, I like to ask about when things are chaotic in your lives, like when things are like going awry, what centers you? Like what allows you to just kind of like drown everything else out and just know that it's going to be all right. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll start with you, Shante.
For me, like I feel like I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life. So I always think about like my worst point or my lowest point. And I always tell myself like, girl, if you can get past that, you're going to be all right in this situation. So I try to find like my foundation, I try to find my center, and I'm a nature lover. I'm a plant lover. So, getting out the house and just being out and being one with nature, that kind of helps center me as well too. So yeah,
that's good. That's dope. What about you, Senita?
Let me see. For me, at first, there was nothing that I was doing. It was like when things would spiral out of control and get chaotic, and I'm one of those people that needs control. So when I didn't have control, it became like a depression. So it was like a bunch of eating and drinking and just losing myself. So it's almost as if God was like, she's not going to stop, so help me stop her. So that's how I ended up with my son, because I wasn't someone who wanted kids. And that literally was like, let me center her again. And so, boom, now you have a kid. And even that time after I had my son, it was just like, okay, hold on, she's doing it again, she's chaotic, out of control. I literally had to learn something called a pivot. If things aren't going to go my way and they're going to be chaotic, I've got to have a pivot to let things kind of move through life. Because of my control aspect, once I got a pivot and once I started doing pretty much like you have to do this for you, then your son type of aspect, I was able to not say woosah for lack of better words, but it was a way for me to come out of my depression, go back into working out. And for me, it helped me drop 80 pounds. I didn't use a doctor to do anything.
You did that.
So that's kind of, I call it my pivot point. In life, you got to have a pivot. If you want things to go a certain way, just know they're not going to. But as long as you have a pivot, you can center yourself again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being able to pivot is that's a great attribute to have.
Oh man, what? Let me get my toes right so I can get the pivoting. What about you, Ashely?
Mine is the gym. The gym. I work out or I'm gonna go for a run, and it just takes everything away. Like I can get in my zone. Nothing really matters. And when I leave, I guess it's those endorphins or whatever, and I just feel so good. And whatever's going on, especially at that time at least while I'm working out, it don't even matter. And then once I leave, I feel like I can conquer whatever. Whatever.
I know you can punch a bag as hard as you want to. You can kick whatever as hard as you want to. Release that energy.
Yeah.
I know that. We got to cheers again to taking care of ourselves and getting aligned. Any reason to take a drink? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get into our conversation this evening. And we are talking about privacy, women's edition, ladies edition. So I want to do this podcast because we see a lot of men on social media, which runs a lot these days, but you usually have men who are very private or secretive. You know, we kind of use those interchangeably, but there is a difference between somebody who wants to be private versus someone who wants to be secretive. So you ladies are on social media, and I see you a lot, and you are some ladies who keep your personal lives private, especially when it comes to your relationships. So I wanted to get you guys' aspect as far as why you're private, like what made you, be this person. So the first thing I want to ask is like, what is the safety net in privacy? And it doesn't matter. I don't know how you guys, whoever want to talk, or you can just answer, but like what makes you feel safe about being private, about your personal life when it comes to social media? And you could be private even in, your personal lives with people who are close to you, around you. They could not know, you're at your workplace. Sometimes close friends don't even know, I guess, until there's something to know. So, so again, what's the safety net in being private?
I'm a smoke and mirrors person. I give you so much that you feel like you're getting like everything, and then if you think about it, you're like, that girl ain't telling me shit. Like, I don't know nothing about her. But you feel like you got a lot of things, especially on social media. I'll always post stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I don't post. The reason I don't post it is because I don't need you in my business questioning me or giving me your opinion. So although I'm an opinionated person, I don't want your opinion.
Yeah.
Things that I would like your opinion on or for you to comment on, I give you that access. The things that I'm going to do me regardless, you don't need that access. So that's kind of why I pick and choose. I guess the best story would be when I got pregnant, I lost a lot of friends because they were like, well, who's the dad? Is she getting married? Like, what? Who is he? And then because they couldn't find out, they started getting mad and then started like peeling off like, well, I thought she was my friend. Why won't she tell me? Legitimately, there was a small number of people who knew. Not even my family knew. So why was I going to tell you? Like, what made you feel like you needed to know? So those are things in life that I keep to myself. So I just feel like it's just your access point. You have a lot of access, but no access at the same time.
So Senita, you said earlier, like, you don't like for people to form an opinion about you and what you got going on. However, you're an opinionated person. So when somebody says, well, you already got an opinion about everything, so what's up with you? Like, how do you respond to that?
I give you access to the things I don't mind you having an opinion on. Even when, like, the story I was giving you about me being pregnant, when I posted my picture, I literally put in the hashtag, don't ask me who the dad is, don't ask me when I get married. Like, I let you know, like, don't fix your mouth to even give me those things. So the things that I want you to have an opinion on, I give you access to. When I don't care to hear what you have to say, you won't know about it. That goes for friends and family. I'm a very secretive person. And I used to, like, a lot of my friends will come to me and tell me things because I am a boss. Half the time I forget what they told me, but I'm a boss.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a secretive type of person. Before even being a lawyer, I was a reporter. So if you confide in me and tell me something, I'm gonna do my due diligence and tell you the story, but I'm gonna keep like my source and the things I learned to myself.
Yeah.
So
that's just ingrained in you.
Right. So if it's out there for you to see, by all means, tell me how you feel. I'm gonna respect your opinion and continue to do whatever I was doing. Because I didn't care in the first place. That's why I posted it or I said it because I didn't care. Like I was ready for your rebuttal or your thoughts because I already had like a whole bunch of them built up. So the things where I don't really care what you say back and forth with me because I'm with the shits all day. Keep going. But when I don't want to hear anything because it's probably not going to change what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, you won't have access to it until I want you to. But I give you so much access that you feel like you do have a full picture of who I am and what I'm doing. And you don't have anything at all.
I feel that. Shante, how or what is the safety net of being private?
For me, it's simple. Like what I do, it isn't for everybody. Like I don't really care about what people think about what I'm doing or how my life is going. Me and my family, we run how we want to run. I raise my child how I want to raise my child. So yeah, like, and then most of the times, like when we're doing things, I'm in the moment. Like I'm not thinking about like, oh, this is gonna be great for Instagram or this is gonna be great for Facebook. Like I'm living in that moment, in that time. So yes, I have pictures of things, and I have experiences that I've had, but it was nice to share them with the people who were there with me in that moment. So that's why I just keep it with us. So yeah.
I feel that. Ashely.
I don't really think that I have like a reason, like a big reason. I just think people are really judgmental sometimes, and I kind of don't really care about your opinion. So I share what I want to share, and I keep private, or I don't go public with it. Like for my pregnancy, if you ain't see me at homecoming, you probably didn't know I was pregnant until I posted it on Instagram. And it wasn't because I was hiding it. It was just like, if you know me, and if not, you'll find out eventually, So it's just like, I share just enough. I share what I want to share, but you probably can't figure me out just based off of my Instagram.
And I think for all of us too, I'm sorry. I think for all of us too, like we're before Facebook. So,
yes.
We're not used to putting everything out there. We're before Instagram and all of this social media. So I think I'm just truly living my authentic life. Like I wasn't doing all this before, so I started doing it now. So
that's a very good point. Well, let me ask this because sometimes I'm the type of person, I'm always trying to find a reason behind something. So sometimes our experiences make us be like private people, and sometimes just want to keep things to ourselves. But is there anything that ever is there anything that like happened to you before in your life that just made you be like, you know what, from now on I'm gonna keep everything to myself? Like say somebody embarrassing you where you felt like I'm gonna be public, I'm gonna say this and the other, I'm gonna claim this person, yada yada yada, and it just didn't go the way you wanted it to go. So is there anything that happened to you that made you want to be this way, be a private person? Or is it just like, that's just who you are, that's just how you wired, and that's how you've always been?
I think it's how I've always been. Nothing really happened. It's just, especially like in relationships with men, it seems like as soon as somebody go public with somebody, that's when it hit the fan.
Every time.
I just feel like I really don't think it's any of your business who I'm talking to. I mean, if you know me, you probably know, but I'm not about to be out here writing these long captions about nobody. No, ma'am.
About anything. No long captions.
I done wrote a long caption or two.
Ooh.
And I took it down. Delete.
I bet you did.
My stand, I'm gonna tell you. Give me the cliff notes. I'm not
For real.
What do you want me to know? But you said it best. We came from an era where we didn't grow up wanting to be social media influencers. Like we wanted a career. So a lot of the kids today, they don't know what it's like not to have like, 800 people didn't like my life. That means I'm ugly. How did you get that?
Right.
Just because they didn't like your picture, now you're ugly.
Right.
Like that's not it. So I think a lot of people get confused with the whole social media era of life.
Mm-hmm.
So
and validation.
There was no catalyst for me. Yeah, there was no catalyst for me to be an open or a private person because I'm an introverted extrovert. So I'm a very personable person, but I also don't like people. So it's very easy for me to turn it on, turn it off.
Girl, you got a lot of oxymorons. You hear me? She like, I'm opinionated, but I don't want your opinion. I don't like people, but I like people.
What kind of Virgo I am. I feel like it's like a Virgo trait. I don't know what it is, but there's no catalyst. It's and I don't even think that I'm an overly private person. It's just the things that I hold true, like she said, like Shante said, in the moment. If I'm in the moment of doing something and it was just fun, I really just don't have time or care, you're not going to see it. I give you a few memes a day or something like that.
And I love them.
I love them. Like, I will do like a whole bunch of like pictures and stuff like that. And it took forever for me to give access to my child. Like she said, if you knew me, you knew I was pregnant. And then if you saw me, you knew I was pregnant. But other than that, you about found out when I was about to pop. And then I didn't show who my kid was. But if you knew me, you saw him all the time. You could come see him and everything like that. It was just a part of my life that I had like cut off. And then even now, like he's out there and you can see him and stuff like that. But it's just not like a whole like page, like, oh, let me show you everything like that. I don't put where I work out there. I don't put my full profession out there. I tell you where I came from, where I'm at. I don't tell you what to do. So it's just
beginning, end. Don't worry about the middle.
Right. You don't need the meat. You got two pieces of bread. You can feel it how you want to.
I like that. Still in it. I feel that. I was gonna ask you something. Dang. See, that's why I interrupt people. Because I know I'm gonna forget. But I'm trying to work on being interruptive. But Shante, what about you? Like, did anything cause you to want to be a private person, or that's just who you are through and through?
No, I think that's just who I am. I share, what I feel, and that's also with my family too. So, I mean, a lot of people still don't know I'm engaged. I haven't posted anything. Like, we're just over here in our happy.
They're gonna know after.
I know.
I love it.
That's super dope. It is.
Yeah. Just everything just doesn't have to be out there. Like, social media isn't your diary. And I feel like a lot of people treat it that way, or they use it for fidelity. And I don't need that. Like, I'm good over here. Like, my vibe's good. Like,
I'm feeling that.
Like,
you maybe want to
be on Instagram crying. I'm not gonna be able to get on Instagram and cry to strangers that something in my life is on in disarray, and I want y'all to see me snot nose crying. Like, why? No one else knows who you are. No one.
And they're happy.
Yeah, like
when people post those long captions, sometimes I just be kind of like,
wait, about what? About what?
Anything. It could be about their relationships. It could be just anything. Like, when I see a long caption, I don't read it, and I'm always just
so you're not reading my long captions. So you
I
gotta
don't
read my long
see.
captions.
You don't have long captions, Adrian.
Senita like, no.
You do not have long captions.
Look, Senita be like this. Oh, Adrian, hell no, swipe.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, who you trying to convince? Like us or you? Because
Yes, true. Yeah, now with some of those like Instagram posts, them stories, I'd be like, girl, who you trying to convince? Yourself? Or
and so this is
him?
probably in them. Yeah, I have seen like with married couples when they shout their husbands out for doing some basic stuff that I feel like husbands are supposed to do. So you out here thanking this man for going to get the groceries.
But you know what? Sometimes people like that appreciation. Like maybe that husband likes to be celebrated on social media.
But what if he's not on there? Who are you talking to? Who are you
For getting groceries, though?
Yeah, it'll be like the basic stuff that I just be kind of like, girl, that's your husband. I would hope y'all do have a date night.
Ooh, y'all
that's just me. And
y'all vicious over here. I like it though. Let me see.
It's the Casamigos.
I have yet to have this Casamigos. Like, when did this become a thing? I must just been on the shell because is it tequila?
Mm-hmm.
And what it do? Hold on, Poncho. If you pee on that couch, ugly is gonna happen sooner than later.
Poncho, don't do it. Don't do it, Poncho.
Poncho must have heard Drake's song "You Only Live Twice." Bruh, it's once.
It's one time.
It's once. But yeah, I mean, again, I understand your perspective about the long posts and things like that. And like I said, I've made some long posts. Like I made a long post to like my mentor or something like that about, just
that's different.
The then and now.
That's different.
Okay.
That's cool. That to me, that's
fine. You can convince somebody of something.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm with y'all on them. Mm-hmm.
Because there are some long posts out there that are necessary, like that are
right,
inspiring.
Right, those are fine. But the ones that be like real relationship related, I be wanting to ask him, did you tell him, or did he have to get on Instagram to see it?
And if he don't have Instagram, did his friend show him?
Right. Exactly. Like that's just too messy. Like just go talk to him. Tell him this in person. We all don't need to know this.
Like your wife or vice versa, your husband online tripping. What's going on? What y'all got going on? No, don't want to talk about it.
And that's the sentence I don't want to hear. I don't ever want to hear that sentence.
Which one?
So don't have somebody coming to tell me that you posted something that we should be communicating.
Yes.
Don't do that.
I think that too. So for me, with my social media, a lot of the time, nothing I post is about me, especially if it's a meme. Like I literally will scroll through and start posting. And sometimes people will be like, oh, for real, this, that, and the third, or why do you think that? I'm like, wait, what? I don't think it. I saw it, I tweeted about it, and then I put it on my story. Nothing about it. If it's something that I think, I kind of actually do like a little sentence to it, like and give my actual thought, laugh at it so you actually know my feelings. But other than that, you perceive it the way you wanted to perceive it. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times I'm like, I mean, either you think I'm wild out here in these streets, or
you and Ashely both. I was like, okay, Ashely.
I just see things make me laugh, and I'm like, post it.
Man, some of these memes be off the chain. I had to block my mama. I was like, let me block my mama because she don't need to be looking at some of this stuff I want to post.
Block my mama. I posted something today, and it literally was my mama did all she could do.
Oh, girl, I saw that. I laughed so hard. I screenshot it so I can send it to my mama. Oh, that jump was so funny. Oh,
I feel like in life, my parents probably looking at like, she went that way, and Miss Senita, she just did all of this. Like, I mean, but we raised them the same. I don't know.
Girl.
So literally, I mean, they raised me right. It's just literally I beat to my own drum. I'm a very independent-minded person. Mm-hmm. Never been codependent. Like even like growing up, I didn't need a boyfriend. I didn't need anyone's validation or whatever like that. But at the same time, I did need the validation. So it's kind of like you said, I speak in oxymoron. That's kind of one of those things. It took a lot of time for me to know my worth because growing up, I would compare myself to my sister, who I think I'm more vibrant than her. We are night and day, first of all. But I think that my personality is more vibrant, but I feel like she's more social. So a lot of times growing up, I'd be like, well, why does he want to date her? Like, why does he want to date Keisha? How does Keisha always keep a boyfriend? Oh, and then I used to get that comment all the time. Oh, she's pretty for a dark skinned girl. And then that kept like catapulting.
Girl, that's
Or
another episode.
right. But that's kind of like how the validation thing was coming in. And then it came to a point where validate your damn self. Do your damn thing. And literally that's what I started doing. So until this day, I validate me and do me for me. And not my child, because gotta make sure he's okay. But that's kind of what it is.
It usually takes some time for you to be able to realize that you don't need anybody else's validation. So, and we grow, and that's the beauty of growth. So I got all of that. But I know what I was going to ask you, Senita. When you said that you were pregnant and there were some friends who felt away because you wouldn't give them any kind of information, were these like your circle? Or were these kind of like, them friends that you're real cool, but they ain't like in your circle, like y'all got biology together and y'all cool, or y'all work together? Like
these were they were like good friends. The problem is when I got pregnant, the doctor literally had to circle the ultrasound and put arrows at that hole. Like I could not conceptualize that there was a baby in me. So I could wrap my head around it. I didn't care what nobody thought. The people who knew was my one best friend who was there. He knew, who is Harlan's goddad. And then my one best friend who was not there, who's Harlan's godmother. Those are the only two people who knew what was going on. Then they transmitted me back here to Georgia. We told another friend. We ran out of money and we had to tell Keisha. Like, we just had to. Didn't want to. So that's kind of like how it happened. If I did not have to tell anybody, I did not tell anybody. And I understand why a lot of people felt a certain type of way because they're like, no, we were cool. Like, we're at each other's house. We talk every day. But she literally turned everyone off. And I did. First, like I said, I needed to wrap my head around what's happening. And then at the same time, the circumstances with how my child's father and I have him, I didn't want to deal with that either. He gave them access and started saying everything. And even then, I didn't even validate it. Well, we heard that he said that he is Harlan's dad. I don't know. I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But, I mean, they knew I knew. Like, it was definitive or whatever. I just felt like, you have his validation. Why do you need mine? And I literally just never gave it to anyone. And people were like, well, we called to check on you at least, and you didn't even want to do that. I literally took that part of what I was going through and closed everyone off. Like I said, I wouldn't have said anything to my sister if I didn't have to. I damn sure wouldn't tell my parents if I didn't have to. But, I mean, it got to a point, even now, I don't say too much about that situation or his dad. Like, I don't say anything about it. It's an access point that's cut off to everyone except those who know or need to know. I may say the name, like even this last weekend, my god sister has never heard my son's dad's name, and I said it, and she was just like, I didn't even know that nigga name. But it's just a point that's always just like cut off. So
you were like, who?
Right? She was just like, I never knew that nigga name. Like, damn. But the funny thing is, I don't say his name, and this is just crazy. I don't say his name because one of my best friends has the same name, and I don't ever want my son to get that name in his head and be like, that fucker. So I just kind of, I I never really say the name or whatever like that. So it's just really out of sight of the mind. It's at this point literally cut off and denied to those who even are like my god sister. Like she didn't even know. Like friends and family didn't know. My family thought that Harlan's dad was white. I date out of my race. So it's one of those things that everyone's just guessing, like grab at straws.
Girl, Inspector Gadget can't even get the drop on your behind.
I post Harlan's godfather all the time, and I call him my husband all the time. 9 times out of 10, everyone assumes that's his dad. So,
well, it ain't their business.
That's right.
And I never say anything, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's my husband." I even have cousins like, "You call him your husband, people aren't gonna want to date you because they're gonna think you're married." Well,
oh well.
You probably see.
But
I don't really care.
But you know what I want to say, in regards to people feeling away because they didn't know or because you didn't tell them, and like, oh, you shit us out. But a lot of the times we are so consumed about how we feel about a situation, especially a situation that's not even ours. We're so consumed about how we feel that we don't take the time to think about how another person feels about what's happening to them or what has occurred. We don't know the situation. We don't know the ins and outs. And so as an adult, as someone who is growing in the last couple years, that's just kind of been my thing. Like the other day I was like, you know what, before I get mad, let me just stop and just kind of think about, what this person could be going through or what they could be feeling as to why they're not X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? So in regards to your in regards to that situation with being pregnant and people being upset or feeling away because you didn't tell them, it's like, you don't understand what I am going through. And it's kind of selfish. So
I cut off a lot of access to a lot of life moments, though. There's a lot of life moments that I don't give an arena to. Literally, my family believes I will pop up married, and I wouldn't put it past myself because that's just how I function. So just know I wouldn't have met him yesterday. It would have been like a little foundation there. But still, I would pop up married, or I'd invite you to my engagement party to get married. Those are the things that I do. You wouldn't see him on social media, and I wouldn't just post his knuckle. No, you wouldn't have any access to who he is. It's just big life moments that I have. I cut them off.
Well, let me put a pin in that, Ashely. So when you were pregnant and people didn't know that you were pregnant until home, because I was the same way. I was like, oh girl, look at this belly. It looks so cute on you. Did you experience the same thing that Senita experienced, where as far as people feeling away because you're not giving them the information that they feel like they deserve, or what?
I don't think so. Or if they did, they didn't express it to me. I didn't know. It was just kind of like, no wonder you just been posting these neck up pictures. Like, yeah. And, if I didn't want people to know, I wouldn't have went to homecoming that year. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't a big deal to me. It was like, you see me where you see me. I will look a little different, but I definitely wasn't hiding it. I just wasn't posting it on social media.
And a lot of times people, you have to know your audience. You have to know who you're dealing with. So if people know you and they know that you are a private person, you ain't finna put everything out there on Front Street. So then that's something that you don't have to worry about. The other thing now, Shante, girl, I see a picture of you every now and then. I'm like, is she still, where's she at?
6 months. Every 6 months.
Out here living her best life.
I'll be here.
But it's but at the same time, those who know, because one time I got off of social media for a whole year. And to be honest, I'll post on social media, but I don't like posting all the time, to be honest. I don't like to be consumed by social media. And for me, it's just because it's kind of I'm not one of those people who I wake up in the morning, I grab my phone and I check my social media. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, because you do you, but that's not how I like to start my morning. I don't like to start my morning worried about what other people got going on. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so sometimes I feel man, I'm being consumed by social media. When when I feel like I want to post all the time, when I want to like always be on there, I have to take a step back. And again, like a couple years ago, I got off of social media for like a whole year. And I was like, you know what? I only want to deal with what's in front of me, right? Like I only want to deal with my circle and the tight knit circle of whoever's in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, if there's something for me to know, if I need to know, those who have access to me, they'll let me know. Otherwise, it is what it is. And so it was refreshing, but I ain't gonna lie, it was cool to get back on social media because I'm like, oh, she had a baby. Oh, they got married. Oh, damn, they got divorced. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you learn everything. But Shante, you are very selective and you are a minimalist when it comes to social media. And nothing is wrong with that. And it's something that I admire because, like you said, when you are in the moment, it's like, I want to enjoy this moment and not be so consumed with cheese, filter. You know, because, I mean, that's how we are. Because I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, I'm in this moment and I want to post it for the gram, you know? So, but Shante, you are engaged. So I don't really think this question applies to you. But, and these two down here, they can be engaged too. I don't know. They so secretive. We won't know until they're on the honeymoon. But, so let me ask you this. So say you start dating a guy who is the exact opposite, who wants to post and who likes to actually like, oh no, this ain't gonna work. Who likes to post and, you know, show his affection or whatever on social media. Like, do you have a problem with that? And is there a compromise? Is that something that will destroy a relationship because somebody wants to show you off and you like, well, I'm a private person and I don't want that?
Any guy that I date kind of can understand a little bit. First, you took the plunge and dated me. So you already knew what you were getting into. So they're not the social media type of guys. Like, they have a presence, but at the same time, they're not like on there that much. So they themselves have denied access to a lot of things in their lives, especially for social media aspect, only because a lot of us grew up without social media. Like when Facebook and all that came back, you had to have a college email address to even get on it. So that's the era I date. I can understand the Gen Z people, so I can't really date them. And then the baby boomers, I'm confused as to why you're still single. So I kind of stay within the millennial group. So the guys that I date aren't polar opposites of me. So they're kind of aligned with the things that I'm aligned with. So like right now, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see a lot of my story. You won't see a lot of my feed. So even if it was posted, if you didn't catch the story, you missed out on, if his face was there, you missed it. If his knuckle was there, you missed it.
It wasn't there.
Never gonna be there. But that's just kind of how it is. But I just feel like they are the same type of person I am. Like, we're not gonna be like, oh, take a picture. And I even had a friend tell me someone came to her page, so he posted her a lot. And she didn't post him a lot. Came to her page, noticed that he wasn't on there, and went to him and was like, she must be ashamed of you. He knew what he had in his relationship, so he was just like, no, we good over here, or whatever. But I did notice now she posts him more on her page.
They had a conversation.
They had a conversation, baby. There's a compromise.
They did. I'm not going to do that. If he's comfortable doing that on his page, that's fine. But I feel like I do date the guys that aren't like that.
Ashely?
It's not a deal breaker, but I would want to know why you want to keep posting me. Like, do you really like me, or are you just posting me to make it seem like, hey y'all, look, I got me somebody? You know, I just want to know why you got to post me. We don't ever have to post each other. Ever.
So it can't just be that he just is happy with you and he just want to post his lady.
Why? Like, why? I mean,
I don't put traffic on my page either. Like,
if that's what he wants to do, cool. But I really want to know why. Like, cause if you're making it seem like you treat me a certain way on social media, but in real life you don't treat me like that, don't post me. Don't post me. And then if you know you have some other stuff going on, please don't post me. Leave me out of it. Just, somebody needs to know who I am.
I feel like there's an aspect. There's two avenues, I guess, after you said that. Let people know that you're not single out here in these streets some way or another. But if you are single out here in these streets, I mean, keep not posting somebody. But I feel like there's a layer. Because I do know a scenario where, because there were no posts, you did an assumption, and then the assumption just went to haywire. So I do think there is a level of post something to let someone know that you're like off the market. I saw something the other day that said you're not off the market till you're married. So I'm now confused because I thought engaged meant you're off the market. I got a lot to learn.
I'm off the market when I get a boyfriend. Play with it.
But if I'm in a relationship, I don't have to post it. Like, if you talk to me, you're gonna know that, oh, Ashley's not single. Like, I don't have to post.
I'm not going to. I guess it's a better, like, for better words. I'm just not going to post you. I'm probably not gonna even tell that many people that I am dating you either. So,
and it's not because you're ashamed. It's just because this is mine, and I want to keep it to myself.
It's not. Yeah. People didn't see Harlan until Easter. They were born in January.
So you know what? And Shante, I'm going to ask you a question that you can jump in on, but
okay.
For these two. So, and Shante, Ashely, you can answer this question, because even though you are engaged, like, say maybe even prior to, or maybe even in the beginning of this relationship that you're in, you're a fiance. Don't you? Fiance, hello. Sometimes people don't post people because, one, we're not in a serious committed relationship, and you ain't finna make me look like a fool. I get that one. So it's like, do you not post people because as soon as you post people, like Ashley said, somebody got something to bring you and you don't want to know what it is? Or is it just, I just don't want to post you? Because it's very true now. As soon as you post somebody, something coming somewhere usually. And, it's just a matter of a conversation and if it's right or if it's wrong. Or is it just like, I ain't posting nobody just because this is mine. This is for me.
So for me, it's the second. Like, I just like for it to be us. Like, can't we just have what we got going on? Like, it's a lot of my pictures on Instagram. I've probably been on a date or with someone in the picture. Nobody knows, and I like it like that. Like, let me just live my life. If y'all want to think I'm single and lonely, I'll be single and lonely. Whatever it is you want to think is fine, but I like us having that. This is what we doing. Like,
you posted a meme one time, Ashley, and I was like, yep, she need to be on this podcast. It said, you can be missing and all, and I still won't post your picture. I was like, damn.
I saw that.
She don't care. She like, nah. Do you know this man? I do not. I don't know that man.
I feel sorry for this man.
But it's not a secret to, like, my circle. So my friends, they know what's up. My mama, she be kind of knowing. But, yeah. But, I feel like the people that need to know, they know.
On a need to know basis.
I just don't have to post it to make it. See, I'm not single. I do got a man. I just want you to think whatever it is you want to think, because you're probably wrong. But, let you rock with it.
Niggas always know. They be like, are you dating anybody? No. There's no way you're not dating one. I don't know. No. Just no.
So you just lying.
I just say no. No, yes, no. It just doesn't matter. Like, I'm happy in life. So if people equate happy in life that, oh, she has a boyfriend or she's dating someone, then that's on them. Or I could just be happy in my life. You're never gonna know.
Hey, I dig it. I ain't mad at it. Now, Shante, in the past or even in the beginning of this relationship, like, did you not post because you don't want to hear nobody's mouth, or this is just mine?
Well, in the beginning, I didn't post because I really thought that people were gonna think that I was doing way too much, for real. Yeah, I really did. That was before I got to this point in my life where I kind of know myself and I'm more confident in what in me and how I make decisions. But when Dan and I first started dating, like we were dating, like our first trip was to New York,
Oh,
like for my birthday. Yeah, like
listen, hold, wait a minute.
Step it up.
Where's my horn?
yeah.
Shoot.
And and because my mom, like I let her know because if something happened to me in New York, it's gonna be a lot of money for Stevens McGee to get my body back. So
that's the funeral home equipment.
Shout out
to Stevens McGee. What up, Ashely?
What up, girl? But yeah, like people had a lot of feel like you visited in New York with him. I'm like, yo, I'm fine. Like we good. Like we went to New York for like one of our very first dates, and now we're engaged. Like,
shit, take me to New York.
And we did stuff like that all the time, and people were hating, like they were, and I didn't need that because I'm living my life. Like we loving on each other. We growing as a couple. And it just got to a point like, whatever. We doing this. What we do is not for everybody. Everybody don't even know anyway. So it got to the point where I just didn't. It didn't matter. I didn't care what other people thought. So I just stopped.
Comfortable though. Like
I was comfortable.
Did you go on like drink dates first? Like
yeah.
Oh, okay. Or
yeah, we did. No. We did do all of that, but like we went places like because he loves to travel and I like to travel as well too. So so we actually we do a lot of traveling together as a couple, as an entire family. My child, his children, and his kids are kind of very private as well. So I respect that. So we've been on many vacations together as an entire family, but nobody's seen the kids, or seen our family together. Like that's for us. Like that's our family vacation, and we share it with our family. It may not be via social media, but they know what we're doing. They get to experience it with us. Most of the time, they are with us. But yeah, it just wasn't. I don't need the likes. I don't need the hearts. I don't need the comments. I'm good with us and how we're communicating and how we're engaging with each other.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
love
I
it.
need them long motherfucking posts.
I don't need your validation. I got you.
So
I love it.
So like, was there a determining factor for you as far as posting your children on social media? Because some people like to keep that private, or some people are like, these are my kids. Because me, I like to post the things that make me happy, right? So anything that makes me happy and bring me joy, like that's what I post. So whether that's my dogs, a trip, my feet, my man, when I get one, I ain't heard from one though. Don't get it twisted. How you don't know I ain't got one? I just ain't posting one like Ashely and Senita. Hello.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly. Just because you don't post it doesn't mean
does not mean it.
Or you're not dating, or you're not fulfilled. You don't know.
Right.
You can't assume.
Yeah, but and then the thing too, you don't always have to be dating to be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
being happy with yourself is what's up. Okay.
Yeah. So you'll never know. If I say I'm fulfilled, if you believe that means there is a man in my life, that's on you, because that's what makes you feel fulfilled. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what makes me fulfilled. And if you look at the memes I post, you will definitely be confused. You will not understand if I'm single, married, if I am just stuck in the streets. You will not understand.
Girl, I almost want to pull out my phone and just go over some of your memes that you... This girl right here and her memes, when I tell you...
know.
I was like, oh, she is giving it to them today. And Ashely too. I be like, I'm gonna steal this one from Ashely. We be all in each other inbox. I be like, oh girl, that was a good one. But
yeah, I don't post myself, but I post a good meme or 5,000, but I don't particularly post myself or my child. For me, what made me start posting him is I want you to see that he's fine and he's all right, and he's actually probably better with me than with you because I know you can see him. I.e., when my page is open, so you can read all into that. But that's why he started getting posted. So now it's just like you said, kids are intuitive. He'll like, "Mommy, can I be on your page? Like, take my picture like this. Look, do my first day of school. Do this." So now he likes to be posted. But like the Easter picture when everybody first saw him and stuff like that, it was, here he is. There's nothing to hide. He's healthy. He's thriving, and he's loved. And now when you just see him, it's just his personality is so vibrant. I can't just take that from the world. So y'all get
I
to
know.
access.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so cute what you post. I put up one of your posts, so this I didn't catch this one. It said, women who want a relationship but lose interest in men fast. Just checking on y'all. Are y'all okay?
Barely.
She gonna put barely.
Struggle.
So what about you, Ashely, as far as like posting your child? Because you be posting Marley girl with his little handsome self.
I didn't really think anything of it. Marley's funny to me. He's hilarious. And his personality that you see on Instagram, that's my baby in real life. Like, that's how he is. So it wasn't that big of a deal. He even has his own Instagram page.
I think I follow it.
He'd be like, "Mommy, I just want to see my page. Can I see my page?" And he'll just scroll through his pictures and he'll tell me what he was doing on the picture. This was at my birthday party and this was at school. So, that's not that big of a deal to me.
I like that. Ashely, one of your posts, your last post, you ain't have nothing sassy today, but I mean, you had something empowering. I can't say that word. Empowering. There we go. You had something empowering. Stop sleeping on yourself, sis. You been dope. Embrace it. Hello.
Hello.
Dopeness.
Nah.
Right. I was going to say, Shante, I ain't finna go on your page, but Trey is so big.
He is so handsome.
And he's so handsome.
Girl.
That baby is tall.
So handsome.
And he's
and I don't have a
Mom.
Yes. Yeah, and I don't have a problem with posting Trey. Like, everybody knows Trey. Like, I think I was one of the first mamas on our line. So everybody was at my baby shower. Everybody saw Trey. So I don't have a problem with Trey's a Fort Valley baby. So everybody knows Trey.
Yeah, he is.
I don't have a problem with posting him at all. And now since we don't live in Valdosta anymore and I'm not near my family, I try to post them or send pictures, because they want to see how big he's gotten and stuff like that. And that's their right. That's their nephew and grandson and stuff. So I try to make sure that I post them to make sure people can see that, the same thing, Senita. He's fine. He's doing well. He's still alive.
She's like, he's still alive. Don't worry about it. He's fine.
He's fine. He's fine.
So it's safe to say for all you ladies that privacy is just a peace of mind.
Girl, yeah.
Peace of mind.
At some juncture in your day, you have to be okay with what you're doing. And it can't be indicative of someone else giving you some type of credence that if it's not their way, then it's wrong. No, you've got to have your own type of way to validate what you're doing before you get access to the world. And the things that you aren't certain of because you want to keep that peace of mind to yourself, don't give access to it. Enjoy your moment yourself.
Hello.
Mental health is important.
It is. Very much so important. It really is.
And I had to learn too that people don't have the right to my life. Like, this is my life. You don't have the right to know everything that's going on in it. Like, I don't have to tell you. I don't have to give you that information. So
that's true.
All the facts. I'm into it. Yeah. See, I'm rethinking a few things. my long post. I'm kidding.
I think you should do whatever your heart desires.
And that's
if
what
that's
I
what you
listen.
want to do, girl.
And that's what I do because we are our own individuals, right? We're our own individual people. So I always tell people, you need to do what works for you. You know what I'm saying? So
That's the best advice.
Listen, that's all that matters. If that works for you, have at it, boo boo. You and your convincing arguments. Okay.
Because I'm gonna be doing me over here.
Okay.
So,
all day.
Yeah.
All day, every day. Twice on Sunday.
Right. Twice on Sundays. Well, this was a really, really good conversation, and I'm so glad that you guys took the time out to have this conversation with me. You ladies are all beautiful, and I want to shout you out for just being amazing and just mustering up the energy and the courage to be on here and talk to me about privacy because, I mean, I'm invading your privacy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's like, she's like, guess what? She's like, I didn't tell them shit they didn't need to know. Hello, still. But before we go, I always ask for you to give your tip to the people. So is whatever piece of advice you want to give any and everybody. I'll start with you, Senita.
Something that I hold true to is, like I was saying earlier, in life, you're going to get curveballs. You're going to have days where things aren't going to go the way that you expect them to go. You've got to have a pivot, and you've got to have a me mentality. At the end of the day, if you aren't good, nobody around you is going to be good, and you just need to have a pivot. The best you comes from knowing that things are sometimes going to go to the left, but you can get things back on track, and you don't have to go into a depression or anything like that because those things are real. So you've got to center yourself first and know that when things aren't going to go the way that you want them to go, pivot, and then get back to where you were going. So always have a pivot in mind.
What about you, Shante?
Be around people with good energy. There's a lot of people with bad energy out here, vibrating. Yeah, be around people with good energy. That's been helping me a lot for a long time. So, yeah, that's my suggestion. Good energy everywhere. I'm sending good energy to y'all.
Thank you.
Even though I feel it, but I'm sending more.
Thank you. I'm into it. All right, Ashely.
I think mine is simple. Do whatever makes you happy. That's it. That's how I live my life. I do whatever makes me happy or whatever I think is going to make me happy. That's what I do.
For me, my piece of advice is remind people that it's a privilege to have access to you.
That's good.
You know, sometimes, a lot of times, people take for granted their ability to be so close to you or to be in your circle or to, again, have access to you. And when they acting up, and it don't have to be me, and it can be friends, you know, people at work that you cool with. Sometimes people overstep boundaries, or sometimes they just kind of take you for granted, and it ain't cool. So you have to remind people that it's a privilege to have access to me, because you can be on the outside looking at it very easily.
Yes.
Hello.
That's
Snaps.
the one.
Snap.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on this episode. Oh, I always like to shout out how I know everybody. So Ashely is, she's from Lowndes County, Valdosta, Georgia, which is right next to Quitman, Georgia, Brooks County. But we both attended the Fort Valley State University. And, 1895. Let it be known, girl. And so Shante, we went to high school together, and after that, she attended Fort Valley State University the year after I did. So we're two Brooks County girls in the Fort Valley State University community. And she's also my LS.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying, Ashely, we're going to go ahead and, you know, pay homage to the Alpha Beta. She is a member, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the Fort Valley State University as well. She one of my ones. We love y'all. We love y'all. I know it'll be a lot of deltas on here, but we love y'all. I get it twisted. It's good love. So Senita, who is our line sister, Keisha's sister, is also a soror. So Ashely, girl, you know, you were just like the little drop in the middle girl. All these deltas.
I brought some life. To this show. You know, I'm glad I could be here.
We're gonna let you have that. You know that. Thank you guys so much for being on this show. I really, really appreciate your time and just letting me into you guys' world. And until next time, much love, peace, and chaos. Peace out.